Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, mountain biker shot by hunter in Hopkinton. Let's take a listen to this video and this report from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
The mountain bike the victim was riding is by the side of this trail, beyond a marker where Fish and Game believes she was when she was shot. Tuesday evening, the 27-year-old victim, whose name has not been released, was riding in Elmbrook Park when she was shot by a hunter.
We haven't confirmed or denied it yet, but he claims he was shooting at a deer, and we've yet to make that determination.
The 34-year-old hunter did go to assist the woman once he realized what had happened. The shooting was just before dark. In New Hampshire, it's legal to hunt until a half hour after sunset. Wednesday morning, Fish and Game, along with other agencies, were trying to pinpoint exactly where the shooter was standing when he fired.
We need to figure out exactly what he potentially could or could not see when he fired the shot.
In order to determine that, officers were stringing a line to map the trajectory of the bullet.
Fortunately, we have somewhat of an idea between interviews with the victim and the shooter as to roughly where he was standing and roughly where she was when she got hit.
Assisting officers in the search, a dog working the field, looking for the bullet, shell casings, or any other evidence. Officers were also checking trees, searching for indications that the bullet may have clipped one. Officers were also looking for evidence that a deer may have been hit and remaining optimistic.
There's always some sort of evidence left behind. If it's there, we'll find it.
As for the possibility of any charges, Fish and Game says it's far too soon to talk about that. Most likely they'll sit down with the county attorney's office in the coming days. In Hopkinton, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report from Ray Brewer. We will keep you updated as more details and info come into the newsroom about the shooting. Planes, trains, automobiles, what to expect for Thanksgiving travel. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Millions of people are expected to travel during the next few days for Thanksgiving holiday. Avoiding peak times are crucial. Traffic on the roads are expected to be heaviest at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Wednesday. For Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is travel window to avoid. Travelers also face several hours of rain on Wednesday. The precipitation will end from west to east during the mid to late afternoon hours on Wednesday. For Thanksgiving, sunshine will return and temperatures will end up a little cooler with highs in the lower 40s. Governor Charlie Baker urges drivers to play it safe. Any delays will be because of congestion, not construction, officials said. Mass DOT will suspend all road construction projects Wednesday morning. Construction will resume next week. At Boston's Logan International Airport, Massport expects security lines to be long. Wednesday is one of the busiest flying days of the year. This year's Thanksgiving air travel will be about 7% higher than last year. For those traveling by train, its return trip that will be the busiest. Amtrak reports its busiest day is likely to be Sunday as families head home and students go back to college. Monmouth police seek information in cyberbullying case involving student. Monmouth police are asking for information in cyberbullying investigation involving middle school students. According to police, someone tried to convince several students at Monmouth Middle School to commit suicide over Instagram. It is unknown who is behind the account, which has been taken down by Instagram. Anyone with information is asked to contact Monmouth Police Department. And a look at your stock market to see how your stock market closed for this Wednesday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your S&P 500 Index closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. RUSS 2K closed in the green and went up. In the red and went down. And VIX closed in the green and went up. Nasdaq closed at record high as Amazon jumps 1%. The Nasdaq Composite eked out a record close on Wednesday, led by gains in Amazon. Security beefed up for Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Balloon inflation. Let's take a listen to the video from WABC 7 New York.
Equipped with pre-collision system, part of Toyota Safety Sense. It employs an in-vehicle camera and millimeter wave radar designed to help protect drivers, passengers, and pedestrians.
It's like having the best offensive line of all time.
Game changer. Learn more about the all-new 2018 Camry with Toyota Safety Sense. Standard at buyatoyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Wake of the bike path terror attack, police have made changes to security at this year's parade and at the balloon inflation events. The inflation is underway right now. It's on the Upper West Side from West 74th to 81st Street. We've got Eyewitness News reporter Rob Nelson there with more on what police are doing to keep folks safe. Rob?
Well, good evening, Diane. I can tell you firsthand, crowds have been pouring along here onto 77th Street all afternoon. This is such an increasingly popular and crowded event, but also an event this year that has come with some big changes to security. As tons of air brought Charlie Brown to life, tons of people brought the NYPD out in force, in the sky and on the ground.
The secret is always personnel. We have to have additional manpower, increased manpower, increased ones. Everybody's eager to get in to see the balloons. There's nobody looking to slow this process down. Your daughter lives here?
For the first time, the NYPD shut down Central Park West from 72nd up to 85th and set up a single public entrance at 74th Street, where thousands were screened before checking out one of the city's premier family holiday traditions.
This is absolutely more efficient, more orderly. You can see people are streaming in, everybody's being warned that everybody's safe.
And for the first time, certain items were banned from the event. Umbrellas, large backpacks, chairs, and coolers. Only strollers made the cut. Another step taken by the NYPD just weeks after that Halloween afternoon terror attack that killed 8.
This is what I did when I was a kid with my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so tradition.
But even the heightened security did little to dampen the holiday spirit as thousands made their way down 77th, gazing at the huge balloons that will be the featured attractions at tomorrow's 91st annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Seeing all of these floats, because on TV they're very small.
And in person, what are they like?
They're really big.
I enjoyed that, like, people come out here every year and they see it and they do it every year, and I think that it's really cool.
It's just seeing the balloons rise to the air is just really cool.
And do you have any, like, favorite balloons?
No, not really.
You like them all?
Yes, I do.
Yes, in this day and age, terror is always a threat. Safety, always a priority. But there's also innocence, and that's always a precious commodity.
Happy Thanksgiving.
adorable little girl there. Should also point out New York City officials do not believe there are any specific or credible threats to the city today or tomorrow. But even with all these added levels of security, they're still a little bit worried about areas outside of the security perimeter that could still be vulnerable for so many pedestrians returning home or returning to the subway that are still vulnerable, perhaps, to those vehicular attacks that have become so deadly and so frequent in recent years. In other words, be careful no matter what.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Persist infections in North Korea. Soldiers who defected reveal country's conditions. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Cheesecake topped with apples and toffee, strawberries, or cookies
If you
and
are
cream
headed
made
out
with
to see the
Oreo
balloon
cookie
inflation,
pieces.
this year's
Now with
route is
IHOP
just a
and
little
Go,
bit
order
different.
online
Viewers
and
are
get
lining up
$5 off your
74th
first
near
order of
Columbus
$25
Avenue.
or
The
more.
inflation has shut down.
This is fascinating. Dramatic video released overnight showing a North Korean soldier making a run for it. He was shot 6 times during his daring escape to the south, and it was caught on camera. ABC's Joey Cho from Seoul.
What you see here is the Northern Territory above the DMZ. That Jeep spotted on surveillance camera, racing down the road towards the south that leads to the demarcation line. In that Jeep is the defector. That white building is controlled by the North Koreans, and we're told that there is a barricade there, which we can't see in this video. The Jeep seems to slow down for a moment, then quickly speeds up. Don't know if you caught that moment just now, but there's a soldier that runs after the vehicle. It looks like the defector broke through the bars, then races past this bridge. These are the North Korean soldiers on guard at the joint security area. After noticing that Jeep, 4 of them running to the Jeep, they're fully armed. Now this shows the Jeep falling into a ditch, then stuck there. He then jumps out, sprints for life to the south. At the same time, North Korean soldiers firing guns. One of them that looks like he's just fallen is actually diving into a crouching position to shoot. Then here, this is the moment when a North Korean soldier in pursuit of this defector steps across the white line, which would be a violation of the ceasefire agreement. After a few steps, he quickly realizes that he's crossed, then hurries back to their side. Infrared imagery showing 2 South Korean troops trying to rescue the fallen defector, carefully crawling, then dragging this man to safety. Joo Hee-cho, ABC News, Seoul, South Korea.
Just incredible there. By the way, when the 24-year-old soldier woke up after surgery, he asked if he was in South Korea, and when he was told that he was there and he was safe, he asked to hear some South Korean pop music. He told the doctor when he recovers, he wants to study law.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Good night, everyone. Bye.